Hi Divine Counterparts, welcome to Wine of the Night Tarot. I'm Shabana and I'm here to do your twin flame reading for September. I had done love readings with Deep Soul Connections a little while ago, and there was a lot of twin flame and soulmate energy that came up in them. So I'm doing a twin flame reading. If you're not sure whether you're in a twin flame connection or not, I have listed the main steps of the twin flame journey in the description box below. Please do take a look at that so you know whether or not you're actually in a twin flame connection. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to cleanse our space with the Tibetan singing bowl. There will be a rather sharp or loud sound, so if you're listening to this, watching this video with headphones, please be mindful and maybe adjust your volume accordingly. Take a deep breath in and release when it feels comfortable. All right, the singing bowl raises our vibration. It cleanses the space here so we can bring in the messages from spirit and messages for the divine counterparts. It also cleanses the space you're in and helps open up your energetic field. All right. We're going to start off with exploring the light and the shadow sides of the divine masculine and the divine feminine, as well as getting an overall energy for the union. Okay, what do we have? We have faith. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. All right. We have faith as the overall union energy. I am going to place that a little bit over here. All right. Yes. Okay. For the divine masculine, we have thought as the shadow energy. We have truth as the light energy. Just going to make a little bit of space here. I will hold the cards up to the camera, but just in case we can make enough space for you to see the spread. For the divine feminine, we have expression as the light energy and the shadow self as the shadow energy. There is some amount of shadow work, some amount of release that is happening for both the counterparts. Okay, all right, let's get a overall energy for the union from the tarot of the heart. We have the sun. This is beautiful, positive energy. We have faith and we have the sun. That's lovely, divine counterparts. Bright blessings on both of you. Okay, for those of you who have been watching my videos, you do know that I take jumpers from the deck. However, when it comes to destiny reads like Deep Soul Connections or Twin Flame Connections, I am guided to not take jumpers, but to shuffle and to cut the deck and take the cards that have messages for the twins. Okay. Okay. There was a card that flipped, so I will have to take that. Okay. Cut the deck. All right. So, current energy of the Divine Masculine, we have the Page of Swords. Current energy of the Divine Feminine, we have the Eight of Coins or the Eight of Pentacles. Okay, how does the Divine Masculine view the Divine Feminine as the Nine of Coins? How does the Divine Feminine view the Divine Masculine as the King of Cups in the reverse? What is the challenge of the Divine Masculine? We have the Sun in the reverse. We have the Sun out twice. You could be connecting to a Leo. You could have Leo placements. Doesn't have to be. But we have the challenge and the outcome as the Sun. What is the challenge for the Divine Feminine? We have the Page of Coins or we have the Page of Pentacles in the reverse. We have two pages. What is the Divine Masculine wanting to communicate to the Divine Feminine? We have the Two of Cups in the reverse. What does the Divine Feminine want to communicate to the Divine Masculine? We have the Nine of Cups. And the union energy, we have the Nine of Swords in the reverse. All right, this is union energy, overall union energy or potential outcome energy, and this is the current union energy. Okay, bottom of the deck, we have the Ten of Swords in the reverse. Okay, there's a lot of thinking going on over here. Okay, Divine Masculines, let's get to your shadow energy. We have the energy of thought. We have the current union energy as the Nine of Swords in the reverse. So you're doing a lot of thinking. You could be overthinking this situation. You could be all up in your head about this. You could be trying to figure out whether this is a connection that you want to be in, whether this is a connection you even understand. Most of the times, divine counterparts, twin flames, usually have heavy karmic lessons to learn individually with karmic partners before they can find union within themselves and then find union with their twin. This can be quite taxing. This can be extremely overwhelming at times. This can leave a lot of room for doubt. A lot of times a divine connection is based on intuition. Sometimes in your 3D reality it seems completely implausible. It seems completely unbelievable that it will come to fruition. So there is sometimes a lot of back and forth. There's a lot of overthinking. There's a lot of sitting in an energy of yes, no, maybe, maybe not, and in a way questioning, dealing with doubt, dealing with fear is one of the major lessons of the twin flame journey, which has to be taken individually. So the message for the Divine Masculine is to embrace whatever thoughts are coming. Try to figure them out. Don't suppress them. Don't push them away. Don't behave like they're not important just because you can't logically reason them out at the moment. They are important. They are steps on this journey, and you need them for your own evolution before you can come into contact or into union or into any kind of energetic, I'm getting the word embrace, which is a beautiful word, with your divine counterpart or your divine feminine. I would like to point out here that we carry both the divine masculine and the divine feminine energies within us. He and she, as I will be referring to later, is only to explain energies to you. You may identify as masculine, feminine, or even gender fluid, and within the divine counterpart connection, you may identify as the divine masculine or the divine feminine. This is not gender specific. All right, the light side of the divine masculine, what is going to lead the divine masculine into the light is the truth. Facing up to the truth, accepting the truth, trying to understand this connection, trying to understand this journey, being honest with yourself, honest with your karmic, honest with your divine counterpart. This is the energy of mirroring. You are mirroring the truth to your divine counterpart in the 5D. Your divine counterpart is mirroring the truth back to you, and you are being guided towards this light. You are being guided through the shadows. You are being guided through all the karmic lessons, all the overthinking, all the difficulties, in order to come together in union. But for this to happen, you must find union within yourself first. All right, for the divine feminine, we have shadow self. The divine feminine is working on her shadow side. She is putting in the shadow work. The divine feminine is embracing her shadow self. She is beginning to forgive her so-called flaws. When we do shadow work, it is overwhelming. It is, in a nutshell, shadow work is working on everything that we consider wrong within us, every flaw within us, every low vibration that we have karmically and otherwise, because it is part of the human experience that we have in the 3D reality. Working on our shadow self, forgiving our shadow self, understanding the need for the sacred shadow. We do carry the sacred light and the sacred dark within us. It is the only way we can come into sacred union, into sacred alignment. And the way to accept the shadow self is not to repress it, not to run away from it, but to understand the need for our shadow, the balance that it gives to our light side, in order for us to become whole, in order for us to come into alignment within ourselves, before we can learn the karmic lessons that we need to, in order to come into any kind of connection with our counterpart. And that is what the divine feminine is working on in her shadow side. If you are a divine feminine who is suppressing your shadow self, the message for you is to please embrace your shadow self, start your shadow work. I would like to point out here that it is a difficult journey. It is extremely triggering. Each of these triggers are there for us to learn a lesson from them. However, sometimes it can get extremely overwhelming. It can get difficult. Sometimes we need to reach out for help. Please do that if you feel the need to. But doing shadow work is an essential part of the twin flame union journey. And the light side of the divine feminine is the energy of expression. This is the energy of transformation. With the wisdom gained from doing the shadow work, the divine feminine is able to express herself. What does she want? What does she need? What does she think of this union? What is she going to allow to happen in this union? What is she going to tolerate? Is she going to accept the divine masculine unhealed? Is she going to accept him healed? This is the divine feminine sitting in an energy of expression, of understanding, coming out through the shadows and transforming into her light side. All right. Okay. Let's start with the current energy of the divine masculine. The divine masculine is sitting in the Page of Swords in the reverse. The divine masculine is beginning to get some kind of awakening, some kind of awareness of this connection, of this union, of the importance of the divine feminine in their lives. The divine masculine might currently be going through some kind of an ending. The divine masculine might be ending a cycle, a karmic cycle with a karmic partner. The divine masculine might also be focusing a little more on himself and trying to understand what he needs to change, what he needs to release, what does he need to let go in order to heal, in order to evolve, in order to come towards his divine counterpart in a healed state. The divine masculine might be in a state of non-communication. There may be little to no communication with the divine feminine. There might be immature communication with the divine feminine, where an honest heart-to-heart conversation is not being had yet because the divine masculine is not ready. He is still working on releasing this karmic cycle. He is still working on healing, on understanding where he is and what he needs to do. But he is keeping an eye on his divine counterpart. He is definitely aware of her. He is possibly keeping an eye on her online. Any communication, like I said, could be a very kind of immature, hey, how you doing? Have you checked out this movie? This is a great song that I heard recently. There is no communication about the truth of this connection. Maybe he is yet to acknowledge it. Maybe there is a healthy level of fear here at the moment, which is essential, because in order to overcome any fear, in order to overcome any obstacle, it must be felt in completion. Once it is felt completely, can the divine masculine or the divine feminine learn to release the fear. If you don't feel it completely, you won't know the depth of the release required. The current energy of the divine feminine is in the 8 of Coins energy. She is working hard on herself. She is working hard on her shadow self. She is putting in the shadow work. She is trying very, very hard to elevate, to release the low vibrational energy she might be stuck in. She is trying very, very hard to not overthink this. She has possibly put this connection on the back burner, saying, you know what, you need to figure your stuff out on your own. I need to figure my stuff out on my own. I am beginning my journey of working on myself, releasing my karmic debt, releasing my karmic patterns, raising my vibration before I can even approach you. There's always, within the twin flame journey, one twin always ascends faster than the other. So it could well be that the divine feminine has taken a step back and is focusing on regaining her balance. We have Temperance in the reverse. Temperance is the energy of Sagittarius. Maybe the divine feminine feels she gave a lot to this connection. There was some amount of ghosting, there was some amount of no communication, because the divine masculine is still working on himself. This put the divine feminine out of balance, and she is now working on herself. She has decided that she will come into balance first, balance all the elements within her, her light side, her shadow side, everything that she needs to do before she can pay any more attention to this connection. She is well aware of it. She would like union. She is working on it with the understanding that when she works on her shadow side, she will better be able to express what it is she wants and needs from this connection. How does the divine masculine view the divine feminine? The divine masculine sees the divine feminine as extremely capable. He sees her as having a lot of self-worth. He sees her almost as being an impossible achievement for him right now. He sees her doing wonderfully well by herself. She is financially stable. She is emotionally stable. He looks up to her. He thinks the world of her, and that makes it a little hard for him to approach her because he is still feeling unhealed. He's comparing himself, his achievements, his abilities to those of the divine feminine, and is feeling a little out of sorts. He is focusing on an energy of lack. What does he lack in comparison to his divine counterpart, to his divine feminine? And when he comes out of this energy of lack, when he starts to work on himself, he will realize that this divine cup of love that the divine feminine wants to offer to him has been his all along. But once he raises his vibration out of these three empty cups, will he be able to look at, will he be able to reach for a full healed cup of love towards his divine counterpart? What does the divine feminine think of the divine masculine? We have the King of Cups in the reverse. She knows he's overwhelmed. We have the cup of love in reverse here, the same cup of love that the divine masculine isn't focusing on. We have the divine masculine possibly very, very overwhelmed by his emotions at the moment. The King of Cups is an energy who sits above the churning waters of his emotional turmoil, somebody who is in control of his emotions, somebody who doesn't suppress or repress them, but somebody who feels them completely in order to understand where he is within this journey, where he is within himself. There is some kind of deception that the divine feminine feels is around her divine masculine. She possibly senses or knows or is aware of a karmic partner. She might feel that the divine masculine isn't being honest with himself about his feelings towards her, towards this connection. The divine masculine might also not be ready to acknowledge the depth of this connection, which is why he is putting up barriers, putting up falsehoods, living in half-truths, trying to convince himself that what he feels isn't real, it's not plausible, it's not possible. Whatever it is that he is going through, whatever it is that he is feeling, there is some amount of there's not lies in the sense the divine masculine, I don't get the energy of the divine masculine lying outright to the divine feminine. I think this is more the way the divine masculine is approaching this connection at the current time. He isn't ready to face his feelings, therefore he isn't going to be honest about them at this very moment. What is the challenge for the divine masculine? We have the Sun card in the reverse. The Sun card is success, the Sun card is happiness, the Sun card is health, the Sun card is everything coming up roses, when the universe smiles upon you, when you're in your power. And currently the divine masculine is not feeling in his power. We also have the Emperor in the reverse, we have Leo, we have Aries, we've had Sagittarius. All these signs might show up that show up in the reading. We have Leo again. The signs that show up in the reading, either of the counterparts might have placements in them, or they may have those signs of each other. With the Sun and the Emperor in the reverse, the divine masculine's challenge is to overcome a feeling of defeat and overcome a feeling of powerlessness, overcome a feeling of delay. I am not ready, I don't know how to approach this, my divine counterpart is extremely capable, I don't feel like I'm good enough for my divine counterpart, I honestly don't know where to go from here, I'm feeling powerless, I'm feeling overwhelmed, I'm feeling like this just isn't going to work out. There's a sense of hopelessness to this energy. The divine feminine, the divine masculine feels extremely deeply for his feminine. He might even be aware she is his counterpart. However, because of the lack of confidence that the divine masculine feels within himself, because of the confusion around him, because of the lack of clarity in his own mind right now, he is feeling defeated. What is the challenge for the divine feminine? The divine feminine, the divine feminine's challenge is the Page of Coins in the reverse. She isn't willing to make a start, which is unstable. She may well be in going through the dark night of the soul at the moment. We do have the shadow self that has come up as her shadow side. We do have a lot of planets, all the major players except for Mars, in retrograde at the moment. So there is a lot of soul searching, a lot of shadow work, a lot of inner knowledge seeking that the Divine Feminine is doing. And her challenge is to complete this soul searching, complete this shadow work, release whatever does not work for her. We have Virgo energy with the Hermit. Release whatever does not work for her in order to see the light. She is not going to accept anything that isn't a stable offer, whether she is feeling a little out of sorts and a little unstable within herself as she goes through this process, which is triggering, which is difficult. She might be very, very clear that she will not move towards her divine masculine, move towards her divine counterpart until there is some kind of resolution within herself. There is some kind of clarity that she gets within herself and is able to express herself more fully to her counterpart about what she wants and what she needs. All right, what does the divine masculine want to communicate to the divine feminine? We have the Two of Cups in the reverse. The divine masculine is aware that this is his divine counterpart. He is aware of the depth of this connection. He is aware that this is soulmate energy, whether or not he understands the words that he needs to put to it. In terms of the energy, the divine counterparts are in union in the 5D, and in the 3D, the divine masculine is beginning to understand that this connection is fated. Whether he chooses to believe it or not, whether he chooses to accept it or not, is another matter, but he is beginning to understand the depth of it. He's beginning to understand the need for this connection and the importance of this connection in his life. Currently, he is also not holding on too tightly to it. He is surrendering to it slowly. He is letting go of any kind of unhealed notions of himself in order to turn this Two of Cups around, in order to fully understand and embrace this connection. He isn't there yet. There is going to be a delay. It's going to take a while. He is still very, very trapped in his Ten of Swords ending that came up to clarify the Page of Swords. He might be overthinking this, but he is beginning to slowly understand and come to terms with the fact that this is a connection that is of importance in his life. Is he there yet? No, but he will get there. He is beginning to acknowledge it. What does the divine feminine want to communicate to her divine masculine? He is her wish fulfillment. She understands the journey he's going through. She understands his importance in her life. She wishes union with him. She wishes to be with him, but she is also extremely aware that she is not going to tolerate any transitional energy from him. She is passionate about him. She has a lot of love, a lot of passion, a lot to give to him, but she will not tolerate any kind of sweeping in, sweeping out, temporary, transitory energy from this union, from her divine counterpart. If she is in it, she is in it for the long haul. She is in it for the depth of the connection. She understands that he is her wish fulfillment. However, she is not going to sell herself short. She is working too hard on herself. She is putting too much energy into herself, into this connection, to allow it to be transitory. She understands the depth, she understands the emotion, she understands the significance, and she also understands her worth within this connection. All right, let's look at the union energy. The current union energy is the Nine of Swords in the reverse. There is some amount of overthinking that has been done. There was a lot of sleepless nights. Both the twins have been struggling with understanding the lessons of this connection, understanding the depth of this connection, understanding its significance, but they're putting down the burden. They are beginning to release the overthinking. They are beginning to release the fears that they might have when it comes to this connection. They are beginning to understand that there are certain karmic lessons, certain heavy karmic burdens that they need to release, and they are in the process of releasing that. They are in the process of releasing whatever karmic debt they have, whether it's with a karmic partner, whether it's within themselves, whether it's their low vibrational energy, whatever it is, they are beginning to understand their need, even if this is an individual need, to heal themselves first before they can come into any kind of union with their counterpart. The overall energy for the union is faith. The universe is asking both the counterparts to have faith within each other, have faith within themselves, have faith within their journey. Every aspect of this journey that they are on is a learning curve, is a learning process, is something that will teach them the karmic lessons that both their soul contracts have agreed to learn, in all honesty. Because the potential outcome is the star. This is Aquarian energy. This is the twins giving back to themselves before they can come into union. I think I might have mistakenly read this as the sun card right in the beginning. My guides are just reminding me that this is the star. Apologies for that. But this is the wish fulfillment. This is a wish that can be fulfilled. The twins can come together. There is union that is possible. We have the 1111 card. This is the Four of Wands. So the potential for the twins to come together when they learn their lessons, when they complete their individual karmic lessons, when they complete every single vibrational challenge that they have to face, they can have union if they believe. We have faith, we have the star, we have the energy of hope, and we have the 1111 card. This might not seem entirely plausible at the moment because there is still a lot of work that the twins have to do, both individually and together. However, there is possibility of union. There is definitely a possibility that when the twins learn the lessons they need to, there will be a union to be had. All right, divine twins, divine counterparts, I am going to close your reading with a Celtic blessing. Let's see what blessings come out for you within this energy and this time. Okay, what do we have? We have a blessing of the earth. This is numbered 1. This is also Pentacles energy. This is earth energy. This is stability. The universe is blessing both of you with finding stability. The universe recognizes the challenges that you are going through. We have 2 tens. We have a 10 of wands. We had the 10 of swords earlier, and we have a 1. You are being encouraged to allow cycles to close, to learn karmic lessons, to allow new beginnings to happen, and the new beginning that is possible when you work upon yourselves, when you release your karmic debt, when you learn your karmic lessons individually, you can have a stable, new, blessed beginning together. You need to have faith, you need to be true to yourselves, and you need to put in the shadow work. All right, twins, I'm going to leave that there. I do hope you enjoyed the reading. If you did, please do let me know in the comments. Please like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when I'm posting next. And yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. Do let me know how this resonates. Thank you for being here with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.